What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the best complexion of 2023. So I got foundations, concealers, powders, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and lip products. So I'm gonna just put all of them in this one video because I still need to film a fragrance video of all the fragrances I tried this year. So yeah, y'all, I got a whole bunch going on. But without further ado, let's get into it. If you're curious what's on my eyes right now, girl, matter of fact, let me zoom you in because it's just that fire. So I used like 3 eye palettes to create this look. So I have on Angie's Trick or Treat palette. I have on the Snow Dreams palette because I use that frankincense shade in the front of my eyes again for the holographic situation going on there. Then I used the original Merry Christmas palette. So I used all 3 of those palettes to create the look I have going on. I know it's a lot, but I was just playing around with the palettes because I had them sitting for a while and I really wanted to do something with them. So now let's get into what this video is actually about. But I figured someone might ask about my eyes because, you know, they was looking kind of cute, you know, and I felt the need to share. So let's get started. So I'm excited for the brand to surprise me this year because everything I've tried from them has just been, I mean, well, their lipsticks have been really nice, but the first complexion thing I tried from them I didn't really like too much. I think I put in the worst things of 2022. So this is the Ram Beauty, it just says foundation deep 2G. So I actually really like this. I know some other people didn't like it. I think it was Too Much Mouth that said she didn't like it. I actually really like this foundation. I think it looks nice on my skin. I felt like it was a good match for me and it did a good job. I've actually been using this somewhat throughout the year. However, since I have been trying a lot of foundation, I haven't had that much time to use it. Another one I feel like you'll be shocked by because I liked it initially, but I just don't like the shade range. I still don't like the shade range. I feel like it should be better, but since this brand doesn't sell that much complexion that often when it comes to like foundations and concealers, I guess I somewhat understand the marketing behind it, but that doesn't mean I like it. Next we have the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have the shade Cardamom 5N2. So this was the foundation I was talking about before I got into this part. But yeah, like I don't know, I just feel like the shade range on this could be better considering how many deeper shades they have versus how many lighter shades they have. But at the same time, it's like I understand where they were coming from with it, I guess. That doesn't mean, like I said, that doesn't mean I like it though. But I like the product, I just don't like the limited shade range. So I felt like I should still talk about it because I did use it quite a bit this year in spite of, you know, not being that crazy about it. Let's talk about some affordable stuff, girl. Child, and I ran off. I hadn't even talked about the primers. Oh well, we'll get to the primers in a minute. But yeah, so I got the Blur, what's this? The NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Blur Tint Foundation, which I'm still confused because I'm like, is it a tint and a foundation, or is it just supposed to be a skin tint that gives you foundation like coverage? Because I feel like that's what this does, which is how I got in here. Because y'all know I don't play with tints at all. We don't play with tints at all. But this one is fire. I have the shade Deep Bronze 20, but I actually wear the shade Deep Golden 19. But if you all remember at the beginning of January, I found this in store and I had to grab the shade that was one shade darker. But this worked out for me because, you know, I can use it in the summertime because it is a shade darker. But this is a great formula. This is a great product if you're looking for a tint at the drugstore that's somewhat affordable. Because to me, NYX has been getting high for quite a few years now. But since you can use coupons at CVS and Ulta where you can purchase this, I feel like it's still somewhat a good affordable deal. And I really like the product. The other affordable thing I have to have is a concealer stick. I mean foundation stick. So this is the Colored Rain Skin Stick Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I have the shade 510 Neutral G or NG. Honey, y'all saw this review. It looked like skin on my face. Like it looked, when you put it on, I don't even know where the foundation went. And as you can see, I've used quite a bit, honey. I had to roll it back up so you can see. This is also a very affordable product. I think it's only like 16 bucks. And yes, I definitely recommend you get this for $16, honey. And then Color Rain always has really good sales too. I think they currently had up to 75% off during Black Friday. So you probably could have got this for like, maybe like $8. So you probably could have got like 50% off. The foundation is amazing. I definitely recommend it. Like if you like a nice medium coverage, I think you can possibly build it up to high medium, but I feel like it starts out at like medium. You might be able to get it full if you use a foundation powder on top. But honey, it's giving I'm living, I'm here for it. Let's get into this Fenty Beauty, what is this? The Eavesdrop Blur Smooth Tint Stick. I will have the shade 20 here. That's the same shade I wear in the liquid. I like this a lot when it's quick. It's when I need to be on the go and get my makeup done quickly. However, this is the same price as the liquid and you get, I think, 1.2 0.01 or 1.03 ounces, and they look exactly the same on skin. So I would just tell you, honestly, go get the liquid instead of the stick. But the liquid came out, it came out I think last year, or maybe the year before, and I bought it last year. But I like this. If you're a person who prefers stick stuff and you don't mind getting that less product for the same price, then go ahead and get the stick. But I prefer to just use a liquid because I want more bang for my buck, even though it might not be used up for the next like 15, 20, whatever. And as you can see, I can use a good little amount considering I haven't had it that long, and I have a few other foundation sticks. But as you saw, there's some I like more because, you know, they just be giving me more. But this is nice. This is nice. I'm trying to see. I don't think this is supposed to be in here. Some of these things I couldn't remember if they came out this year or last year, now, so my bad. Let's go ahead and pull out these primers, even though, you know, they should have been pulled out sooner, so my bad. So I have the Nars, what is this one called? Radiant Primer Broad Spectrum SPF 35 Sunscreen Primer. Babs Beauty talked me into buying this. She was talking about how nice it was, and it was one of her things that she kept repurchasing, even though she had other makeup things because she liked it that much. So anytime a YouTuber is repurchasing stuff over again, as much stuff as we have to try, I'm interested already. Then it has SPF in it. Y'all know I've been trying to be on this SPF journey where I actually, you know, like put on SPF by having it in my primer, and then I put on another SPF, or sometimes I try to. So I was here for it. This is a great primer. I just feel like it's better for like fall and winter, or if you want some nice radiance underneath your skin, but you still have to mattify, but you can still see the radiance underneath. This is a good one for you. I really liked it. I usually like Stephanie's recommendations though, so I don't know why I'm acting like I'm surprised. Next, I bought this bougie expensive primer that I am obsessed with and love, and I actually use with an affordable drugstore primer. I know I'm insane. That's fine. But I have the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. I love this stuff. I have to buy it during the sale though, because like the price point is just absurd. This is like a $90 primer. It costs just as much as the foundation. How absurd is that? It's just absolutely ridiculous. But I love it, so I went ahead and bought it during the Sephora sale. I was actually talking to Daph's Makeup here on YouTube and on Instagram about it, and she said she got the sample too and really liked it. She didn't end up buying it, but I ended up buying it because I liked it that much. Oddly enough though, I like to mix it with the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, which is supposed to be a dupe for the Tatcha the Liquid Silk Canvas. I like to mix both these two together, and it's just chef's kiss. Is amazing. It's wonderful because I feel like I get that like matteness that I need in my primer, but I also get like the blurring of the liquid poreless putty primer in there when I combine both these together. So that's really why I like to do it, because I feel like I get that smoothness. Not that this doesn't look smooth, it's just like it gives more of the matte that I need in the areas that's oily, but I still want like the you know, the pores to be smoothed out. So that's why I like to combine them, and they're amazing. Oh, it's a couple of more primers in here, child. Now, I don't remember if this one came out this year or not, so my apologies if it didn't. This is the Dior Forever Velvet Veil 24-hour blurring matte primer. I have, well, I was about to say I have the shade Jesus. No, it's just a primer. But I really like this. I like this one better than I like the Gucci one. I liked the Gucci one okay. I wasn't crazy about it. I think it was an honorable mention last year as opposed to, you know, like what it is. So that's what's making me think I got this last year, not this year. I couldn't remember though. And I have been using it a lot this year, so I wanted to shout it out just in case. But if I've shouted some of these things out before, my bad, girl. The last one I have to talk about is the Peter Ross Thomas Instant Firm No Filter Primer. Now, I know Morgan Turner said she had issues with this, but I think this is for more mature skin, and that's why she was having issues with it, because like she doesn't have the issues that a person with mature skin would have. And since I am older than her by like, I want to say over 10 years, because I think she's like 24 or something, I forgot, that it worked a whole lot better for me. So I didn't go off her recommendation of saying that it was bad, because I was like, I knew I had like more of the realistic skin that needed this type of product, and it works just fine for me. Like, I don't get the peeling up that she talked about. I didn't use a large amount. I do remember her saying to use a little bit, and it worked out very nicely for me, so I wanted to include it here, even though I haven't been wearing it that often. But you know, that's cool. Ooh, child. Okay, y'all, so let's get into the next set of products. I'm trying to move the stuff around in the bag, so I'll be right back. Do I look who this? Do I look who this? So onto some more complexion stuff, girl. I know this is the Ensley Reign Land of Enchantment palette. But yeah, so the next thing I have to talk about is the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer SPF 50. So y'all know I love this primer. I remember putting it in my likes a while back and then not think about it anymore. So then when Too Much Mouth talked about how Andrea Renee had picked this for her, I ended up picking up this year, and honey, I'm in love. Now it didn't come out this year, but I'm obsessed with it. I definitely see myself using this again and getting some more of this because I think this is a great primer, and the fact that it has SPF in it, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I know some people don't like skincare and their makeup. That's the one skincare thing I don't mind being in my makeup, even though I feel like it doesn't do a whole lot as far as SPF goes, but I figure it's better than no SPF at all. So next I have the Nars, what is this? Light reflecting eye brightening. Sorry, eye brightener. I have the shade Sunfire. So I'm actually doing a battle list right now compared to something else. So this is underneath one eye, and then the other products underneath another eye. They actually expanded the shade range of this as well, which I'm really liking because I really like this product. But I feel like this color might be a little too dark for me right now because I feel like this is more of a summer shade for me. So they have a more yellowish one that looks closer to the shade Walnut from what I remember of checking on Ulta when they said they extended the shade range. So I'm definitely interested in getting that one and trying it out as well because I really like the product. So next I have the Gucci, what is this? Sorry y'all, it's frosted and it's hard to see. 24-hour wear breathable foundation, luminous matte finish. I wear the shade 410N deep neutral, sorry, medium deep. So this is what it's working with. It has this nice expensive pump on it or whatever. I actually like this pretty well. At first when I tried it, I just thought it was okay, but the more I use it, the more I fell in love with it. I do like this, I was about to say better than the original, because this one is more matte and the original is more of a natural finish. So I feel like the original one is more for winter time. Like right now I can wear that one, and in the summertime I have this one I can wear. So I'm liking the fact that I have a Gucci one for each season there because I really like the Gucci foundation a lot. I swear y'all only got, I think, sorry, I got 3 or 4 more foundations, then we'll be moving to concealer. So this was one I was surprised to like, but I mean for the price point, I'm glad I do like it. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Le Tint Perfect, sorry, what is this called? Healthy Glow Natural Perfection Foundation 24-hour wear, no transfer. I really like this. The only thing is it's a shade too deep, so I can't technically wear this right now. I can only wear this in the summertime because it's a shade too deep. I mean, I'm sure I can fix it with some concealer, but when I have stuff I can wear literally just in the wintertime, I would prefer to wear those. So I'm not wearing this right now, but all summer long I was wearing this, y'all, because I really love the way it looked on the skin. It does have a perfumey smell, so just keep that in mind. If you don't like complexion products with perfume smells to them, you're definitely not going to like this or either one of the Dior's because they definitely are giving the perfume vibes. Now, I know one of y'all told me this made me look yellow and mustardy and crazy, but I really like this foundation. So this is the Burberry Beyond Wear Perfecting Matte Foundation. If y'all remember, I got the shade 120 Deep Warm, and I think there's only one shade after this one, and I think that one was too dark for me, so that's how I ended up picking this one. This is the one I originally wore in the other shades I had bought from the brand before. So this I mix with the foundation. I usually mix this with the Makeup by Mario to give me like a better finish because the Makeup by Mario is truer to my skin tone, but I really love the formula of this, and since the Makeup by Mario is pretty lightweight, it doesn't change the formula of this too much and it still looks nice on the skin. So I really like this, but just keep in mind, for me this is more of a mixer shade. Like I can probably wear it now because it's wintertime on its own, but like in the summertime when I tried this out, it was not giving it all. So this is like my winter shade, and they don't have a summer shade for me, so that's why I try not to talk about it too much, because I'm like, I don't like the fact that there's not enough shades in their range to work for everyone. I'm not feeling it. The last one I have to talk about, I don't remember if I bought this year or not, or if I'm just talking about it this year, but I have been using it a lot this year, so I figured I'd go ahead and show it, especially because it's 50% off at Sephora right now. So if you didn't guess it, it is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I wear the shade number 10 Chestnut. I love this. This is actually my backup one, so as you see, it like pops up. I broke it because I was trying to pull it off because I wasn't used to it. I hadn't used this in so long, I forgot you had to twist it up, so I ended up messing up the one I had originally. So I was so happy this went 50% off because I did not want to pay $90 for another one, but I love it enough to like buy it again. So as you see, I have another one. This formula is amazing. I feel like this looks so beautiful on the skin. Like, it looks great. And I don't really like a lot of Tom Ford complexion products or a lot of Tom Ford stuff in general, but this one right here, it's definitely a winner, a keeper. If you can find it in your shade on Sephora, go ahead and get it. When they first launched it, the first couple of days, I went and got my shade. I haven't seen my shade anymore on this, so I think it might be sold out because I saw 10.5 and 10.7, but I didn't see just 10.0, so just something to keep in mind. The last foundation I have to talk about, I bought this last year, but I wanted to mention it this year because I found the shade that works for me this year. It is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I have the shade 50N. If you all remember, I had bought a shade in the 40s before, but I saw Andrea Renee go pick up this when she went to go pick up the concealer and some other stuff from Sephora for 30% off, and she picked up shade 50N, so I went ahead and got that, and it actually worked out nicely for me. So I actually like this foundation now, and it wasn't necessarily I didn't like it before. If you all remember, I told you I thought the shade wasn't that great, and that was my issue with it. So I never necessarily had an issue with the foundation itself. It was always like the shade being off and me not, you know, feeling it. But since I have the right shade now, I've been using it quite a bit, and I thought I should go ahead and talk to you all about it. Now let's get into all this concealer, girl, because there's quite a few. What happened to the top of this, y'all? So I'm gonna start off with my most expensive one, which is my Tom Ford, what is this, Traceless Soft Matte Concealer in the shade 5W0 Tan. So y'all remember I wear warm olive tan. I have used quite a bit of this, all things considered. I really like this as a cream concealer. The only thing is it's expensive. Mine is turned into the shape of a lipstick because of the angle at which I use it. But it's a gorgeous shade. It's a gorgeous formula. I really like it. I don't think I necessarily like it worth its price point, because I remember correctly, this is a $60 concealer. I don't like it $60 worth, but I do like it enough to get it. Like if you find it at the Company Cosmetics store for 30 bucks, I would definitely say pick it up. But I don't know if I would tell you to pick it up for 60 bucks, because the Nars Soft Matte in the pot is just as nice in this as this, and it is much cheaper. I feel like we don't talk about that as much anymore, but it's still amazing and it's still wonderful. So I do have some honorable mention concealers, because it's not I don't like them a lot. I like them okay. It's just I'm not exceptionally crazy about them to the point where I feel like they should be like just favorites, but they were good enough for me to mention. It's just like I know I'm not going to reach for them as much as I'm going to reach for the rest of the stuff that we're going to talk about. So we're going to start off with the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer. I don't remember if this came out this year or last year, so my bad if I'm talking about it and I shouldn't be. But this is the Corrector Multi-Use Multi-Purpose Concealer. It was made in France, and I have shade N405. I like this concealer okay. I think it's a nice concealer. It's just not one I'm going to reach for that often, which is why I didn't want to talk about it. But it's not because it's bad. It's just for, with all the concealers I tried this year, this is one of my least reached for ones. But I did reach for it, and I did like to use it from time to time, so I wanted to acknowledge it. But I'm not like, you know what I need? Like if I had to pick out of all the new ones I tried, that wouldn't be like top 5. It might not even be top 10. Next, I have the YSL All Hours Prestige Angles Concealer. I have the shade, what shade is this one? This one is wait, I think it says MW9. Yeah, so this was like the one I bought to brighten toward the front of the eye, and I have one that's deeper toward the back of the eye. I like this concealer okay. I don't know what it is about YSL concealer, so I'm never a huge fan of them. I remember the Fancy Face saying she didn't know how she felt about this either. So to me, it's okay. Like I said, it wouldn't be in my top 5 or my top 10 of concealers I have to have. But it is nice enough for me to mention it, and it's like you all might like it. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. Like it's fine just as a little brightening part for the inner corner of the eye, but for the price point of what this is, I feel like it needs to be more than just fine. So that's why I'm like, The last one I have to talk about that's an honorable mention that I do like. It's just more of, I don't like the fact that I have to remind myself to use less powder when I use it in order to make sure that it goes on okay. So this is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. This is the shade 380. Then I have the shade, I think 400 or 420. Don't quote me, but I like this concealer. I think it's great for brightening underneath the inner corner, like in the corner like I was talking about with the YSL one. And I like just using it as a whole all over the eye and all over the face. It's just more with this one I have to remind myself not to use so much powder, because if I use too much powder underneath my eyes, I'll be looking crazy, and I don't really like the whole situation of a whole bunch of powder underneath my eyes, because I'm like, I really, you know, didn't like that about this. I have to remind myself to not use so much powder, and since I have so many other concealers and so many other concealers came out this year, I couldn't really put that too high. Oh, I brought both of them with me. So this is the other shade 420 that I was telling you all about. I didn't realize I threw both of them in here. I thought I just threw one, but yeah, it's nice. It's just not one I don't think I reach for that often, other than to put in my inner corner for brightness. Now let's get into the one I'm absolutely in love with. Can you tell I love this concealer? This is the Mented Full-Time Brightening Concealer. I have the shade CEO, but in all fairness, I had been asking this brand for at least 2 years to come out with a concealer, so it's like, who am I to not use it? As y'all saw, I had well loved it. I saw a little liquid within it, that's why I shook it, but y'all saw beforehand how much I had used. I have used almost all this concealer this year because I love this concealer this much. I think they did a great job. It was definitely worth the wait on this concealer, and the great thing is they're affordable. So when this first launched, I think they had a discount for when you bought it for like, I think it was $18 instead of the regular. I forgot how much it is. I think it's under $25. Don't quote me, but it's like, this is just a great concealer. Like, if I recommended any black owned concealer to you, this would be the first one on my list. It is amazing. Then I would recommend probably the Thread Beauty one if you get the right shade. The shade I have is a little too close to my skin tone, so I'm not necessarily crazy about it. And it's a little bit of a watery formula. This one I feel like is a little bit thicker, and I like a little bit of a thicker concealer, but not too thick where it's cakey. Just like the right amount of consistency, and I feel like they hit it on the head perfectly. So it was definitely worth the wait for me. Next, I have the Tower 28 concealer. What is this one called? The Serum Concealer. I have the shade, what shade is this? It just says PV. I don't necessarily see a number behind it. I think it's supposed to be 10 PV. Don't quote me though. But I love the color of this one. Now, because it's a serum concealer, it is a little bit of lighter lighter formula, and I feel like it doesn't conceal as much as I hoped it would. However, I feel like it still does a decent job. Like, I feel like this is one I would put with a color corrector, because y'all know I don't always get enough sleep. So with the color corrector, I feel like it was fine if you're one who likes light coverage underneath the eyes, and I feel like this would be perfect for you because it's lightweight. It gives light coverage underneath the eyes, and I think it's a great product. So I definitely recommend it, or else it wouldn't be here in the favorites. Next, I have my Makeup Forever HD Skin Smooth and Blur Undetectable Concealer. I have the shade 4.0Y, which is yellow. So y'all know I have a golden undertone, so I usually pick up things that have yellow in them. This is a great color. I do think it does a good job of blurring and smoothing underneath the eyes. And with the foundation that goes with this, honey, you'll have the best look out there. Like, it is magnifique. It is wonderful. I love it. I forgot to bring the Makeup Forever powder, so you won't see it in here, but it is a favorite. The powder foundation I really like. I do have a shade that's a little bit darker than I expected it to be, but since they changed up the numbering of it, it was hard for me to choose. So I swatched that one in the store, and I felt like that one was best compared to the other ones I saw, so I just went ahead with it. But it's a great product. I just forgot to bring it. At least I'm pretty sure I did. Next, we have the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I have two shades. I have Y10, and I forgot the name of the other one. It's in the bathroom, the one that broke. This is the lighter of the two. I want to say that's Y12. Don't quote me, but I love this concealer. She definitely redeemed herself with this concealer, because the original one she had, y'all know I did not like it. It was liquidy. You put it on, you blend it, and it would just blend away to nothing. It's like, where did this concealer go that I just put underneath my eye? I don't know. I'm not feeling this though. But this one redeemed her. It is a little cakey if you put too much on. So you just have to keep in mind and use it sparingly. You can't use a lot of concealer. I mean, I know I do lose a lot of concealer. I don't know if other people do. I just wanted to give you that forewarning. If you use too much, you'll be looking really cakey and crazy. So just use a minimal amount with this, and you should be fine. But it is a great formula. I think she came out with great colors. I'm just waiting for her to come out with another foundation now, because like, she discontinued, I think, the majority of her foundations, except for the one that went with that original concealer. But I want to see some, you know, I want to see some complexion. I want to see some powder. Natasha, what's going on? I feel like she's the only brand that hasn't really come out with too much of any powders. Like, we need a powder, Natasha. Where is it? So hopefully she'll come up with some foundation and some powder next year, in addition to some eyeshadow powders. I feel like that'd be nice to add to her range, but that's just me. Next, I have my Gucci concealer. Y'all, I love this Gucci multi-use long wear concealer, buildable coverage. I have the shade, if I can see what it says, 46 in medium deep. I love the color of this. I love the formula of this, and this is actually quite a liquidy formula, but I feel like it still gives coverage. A lot of times I feel like liquidy formulas to me don't give me as much coverage, or maybe I just blend it way too much. But with this one, I feel like even when I do blend it out, it still gives a decent amount of coverage behind. It has a beautiful color to it, and I don't actually mind the fact that it's liquidy, which is a huge thing for me, because I really have a thing about liquidy concealers. I just do not necessarily vibe with them or like them that well. So I was happy I liked this one. Trying to pack up my little stuff as I go, y'all, so I'll remember, because we got so much to talk about still. Like, this is going to be a long video. Ooh, no time for it. No, you did not, child. Time for it. You tried to fall over and play me, and I'm like, look, you cost too much, so you better get your behind up. Get up, honey. Okay, so let's get into these next things. I'm going to grab these couple of palettes, and then we will end on lips, which shouldn't be that long. Y'all know lips are never like as big for me as other things are, so hopefully that won't take as long. Let's see. So let's get into these powders. There shouldn't be that many powders, so that shouldn't take that long. Wow, I only got one highlighter. That's crazy. Because I feel like I tried more highlighters, so the fact there's only one in here, that's weird. Yeah, I did forget to bring the Makeup Forever powder, so I'm glad I talked about it. So we're going to have the Lunar Beauty, what are these called? Universal setting powders. I have the shade Translucent Medium. This does a nice job of blurring, like if you want an alternative to the Makeup Forever HD powder that I did a review on, and some of you all have asked me to watch a video on. You might want to try this one out. Mandy's is a little bit more affordable. I forgot if they had the same amount of powder in them or not. I'm pretty sure I did a wear test and told y'all all about all these different products in a video. Don't quote me though. But yeah, I really like this powder. Just don't put too much underneath the eyes because it look kind of cakey and heavy if you do. This is one you have to put like a light layer and move on. In my personal opinion, that's the experience I had. I felt like it looked a little too heavy when I put a little too much on, so just bear that in mind. But it's a great powder. Next, I have my Milk Makeup Polar Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Deep. I've really been liking this powder a lot. I like the way it blends, molds to the skin. I do feel like it does a decent job on the skin, and it just looks like natural skin. I hate when you put it on and then it's like that line of where you can tell that you cut or whatever. This doesn't do that in my personal opinion, so I really like that about it as well. But this is a great product. I was impressed by the shade range too, because there's a powder that's deeper than the one that's for my skin tone. A lot of times I feel like brands don't do that, so I appreciate them having that extra powder shade after the fact, because a lot of people don't do that, and it's, you know, it's sad because it's like they still need a powder to deepen up their foundation, just like everyone else, and you know. But next I have the this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I have the shade with the Cherry Blossom Cake. So I ended up trying this out because I saw, what's her name, Faye with this powder, and I was like, okay, like I'll try it out. I actually ended up liking it quite a bit. So sometimes I use this and mix it with a beige one. Sometimes I'll just use it on its own. But majority of the time I like to mix it in with a beige powder, because I feel like it and the beige just do it better for me than it on its own because of my skin tone. But you know, that doesn't make it any less of a great product. It's just, that's the way I prefer to use it, and if you're my skin tone, I figure you prefer to use it that way. It has the same formula as the other one. It's just a brighter color, so if you're someone like me who gets like oily in this area, it still smooths out the pores nicely, and it still helps control the oil in those areas. Next we have this Westman Atelier Vital Pressed Skincare Powder. I have the shade Cafe. I believe this is the deepest shade, and I might be one deeper than that, but I feel like this was the deepest one from what I remember. I like this powder a lot. I don't think it's worth the price points they charge though, because it's awfully tiny, and I don't feel like I see necessarily any like true skincare benefit types things to where like I feel like it's one that you have to have in your collection. If you catch it on sale and you're interested in purchasing it, then I say go ahead, but I wouldn't tell you to go out of your way to buy this product just because I don't think it's like all that. And I always hate the fact that her products are in such tiny components considering how much they like expect you to pay for the product, you know, like that kind of irritates me. Next, I have the Juvia's Place Burkina foundation powder. I've meant to bring the liquid foundation as well. I just forgot to. So it is a favorite for sure. It's just I forgot to bring it. Just keep in mind that it does have a fragrance to it. So if you're not interested in the fragrance that goes along with it, then you may not want it. But I do like that foundation. So I didn't mean to include it. I just forgot to. So this powder I like. I feel like it lightens up powders pretty nicely when you're using a matte foundation and you want a little bit more like a true matte foundation, and you want a little bit more warmth to the face. I feel like this would be a good one for you to choose from. So I definitely recommend this powder, and it's a pretty affordable powder too, and since it's made in Italy, I feel like it has actually pretty nice quality for an affordable brand, even though I feel like that price is kind of high for an affordable brand, because I think that powder is like $18, and I think the foundation, the liquid foundation, is like 20 something, so it's not super affordable. But you know, since Juvia's Place always has coupons and stuff, I feel like you might be able to get it at a pretty decent deal still. Last foundation I have to talk about, foundation powder I should say, is the Sephora Matte Powder Foundation. I think this is supposed to be from the Best Skin Ever collection. I have the shade 44N. I know, right? I went from 50N to 44N when it came to the powder, but the powder actually works out in 44N for me. As you can see, this is what the color looks like. I feel like this gives great coverage, great added coverage. If you buy the Best Skin Ever collection, I feel like you will not be disappointed. As you can see, every single part of this collection has been in this video. You saw the foundation, you saw the concealer, and now you're seeing like this powder here. They're just a match made in heaven. Great products. And since the Sephora collection solution is 30% off during the sale, I definitely recommend you pick it up then. Not that you can't pick it up on a normal time, but I just think that because, you know, it's such an affordable thing, and then it'll be even more affordable then if in case you don't like it, you didn't spend a whole lot on it, because at regular price you might see it as not as affordable, because you know, it's in Sephora, and Sephora is kind of high, but I feel like they do a good job of making their actual collections more affordable, if that made any sense. Okay, let's get on to these blushes, bronzers, and highlights. So I only got a couple of cream blushes, cream bronzers. So we'll do those first. So I have these two. I have the Westman Atelier, what is this? Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Ganache. I've actually used this up completely. So let me roll it down so you can see. I have used it up completely. As you can see, you can't see anything in there. And then when I roll it all the way back up, it's literally just the end where you have to scrape with the plastic and try not to scrape your face because there's hardly any left. So I have definitely used it up, and I definitely think it's nice. However, I feel like it took too long for them to come out with a deeper shade that actually works for people. My skin tone is still not like super deep. It's deeper than the one they had, but it's not by much. So I'm kind of just like, So it's not necessarily I'm recommending this product to you, but I have used it up, and I do think it's good quality. It's just more of, it took too long to shade range, in my personal opinion, for them to get a deeper shade. And then like for how much you get, I feel like it's not personally worth it, because I feel like there are brands that give you just as much product at a more affordable price. I like the contour stick from Victoria Beckham better. If I was going to recommend a more higher priced one, I would definitely recommend you get that one. I ran off and left that one at home, but I definitely recommend that one. Like that's the one I would recommend over the Westman Atelier. That's because I like that one better, and she came out with a decent amount of shades to start off with. Like, she didn't come out with Ganache later on. Like, her deepest shade is just as deep as Ganache when she initially launched it, which is something I definitely appreciate. So I recommend that one over this one, but you know, teachers on, do as you please, girl. Next, I have the Juvia's Place, what is this, cream bronzer, luminous cream bronze, I believe this is called, in the shade Amber. So I really like this. I feel like if you don't necessarily want to buy the one from Nars, that this could be a good alternative for you. As you can see, I've made a nice dip in it because I do like this product, but it's been sitting here for a while, so I haven't actually been able to use it a little bit. But I really like this. I think it's great quality. Again, it's made in Italy, so it's not like it was cheaply made and they're just trying to upcharge you, because I think that's like $15. I don't think it's as cheap as I thought it was. But again, since Juvia's Place always has like sales going on and stuff, you might be able to get that at a decent deal. I noticed the newer things, though, they haven't been giving a decent deal. It's usually been like a whole bunch of the old eyeshadow palettes and like the old foundation and foundation stick and all that they're trying to phase out. So maybe next year they'll have a better deal on it. But I'm just telling you the products that I'm preferring and have been loving all year long. So let's get into these blushes, honey, because it's quite a few. And then I'll end with the blush highlighter. Oh wait, no, I had one powder bronzer, sorry. And then wait, no, I have two bronzers, right? Yeah, I have two more bronzers-ish things to talk about. No, y'all, let's just drop one. Let's hope she's okay. I have the Give Beauty Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. So it's in the shade Heat Wave. That's the deepest one she has. I wish this one did have one deeper than mine. I feel like that would be helpful to people of a deeper skin tone than mine, because this powder isn't going to work for people that are deeper skin tone than mine. This cream may work, but it's like they still need to set it with a powder, so they'd have to buy this and then do a separate powder. So that's my only complaint. Like, she should have came out one more deeper than this one, but otherwise it's fine. I really like it. I don't know if you all can tell, there's a dip going on in here as well. Yeah, I'm trying to turn it at this angle. You can see there's a dip going on in the cream and the powder as well, because I really like this. I didn't know what to expect when it came to her brand, but every single thing I have tried from her brand so far, I have been in love with, obsessed with, and liked a lot. So the next bronzer I have to talk about is my Sigma Matte Deep Bronzer. Sorry, my matte bronzer in the shade Deep. If you all remember, I sent this over to my girl Dionluvsmakeup, the lighter shade. I think that video went up today while I'm talking to you all, but I love this bronzer. So when they sent me an extra one, I took the extra one home so I could have one to wear there too, because I usually have to wear this bronzer at only here at my grandmother's house because I didn't have one at home. So when they sent that PR package with one, I was so happy, because I'm like, now I can use it whenever I feel like it instead of just being excited to use it when I get over here on the weekend. So this bronzer is amazing. I think this is great quality. I think it's a great price point for a bronzer. I do wish they had a couple deeper shades, like maybe they had one more deeper shade than the one I use, because my shade is the deepest one in dark. So I feel like they should have one more after that, and then that would be good. But you know, I think they did a decent job considering it was their first time coming out with Complexion, and they came out with a decent range of shades. I just want to see maybe one or two deeper bronzer shades, or at least one more deeper bronzer shade. So hopefully they'll expand in the future. Now let's get into these blushes. Or should I just do this face palette because it has a bronzer in it? Yeah, we'll just do this face palette because there's bronzer in it. So we're going to go with this Pat McGrath Labs Divine Blush Bronzer Plus Color Trio and Supernova Siren. So this is what we're working with. This is the shade Burnished Honey. If y'all remember, I told you I'm gonna put my Burnished Honey on Macari because I have it separately, and since I have this face palette I don't need anymore. Then we got Midnight Orchard. Y'all know I love Mother's Blushes, so needless to say, I'm happy with that. And then the highlighter is Solar Fantasy. I really like the tones. I really think the tones in here go perfectly together. I feel like this could be a blush topper. In addition to a highlighter on its own, then we have this lovely bronzer that I love. I prefer this shade over the deeper tone one, but I like the deeper tone one for this time of year when I, you know, don't want necessarily a red bronzer, because y'all know how I feel about that. If you've watched this channel long enough, then you know. But this as a whole is just perfect to me, and I am so glad to have it. And it helped me show the bronzers and the blush and the highlights from Mother at one time, so that way I didn't have to do it separately. Now we finally gonna get into blushes. So we have the Give Beauty Feeling Cheeky Amplified Blush Duals. This is the shade Crush on You. What I like about this set is she didn't take the traditional route of cream and powder blush like Patrick Ta, like we were expecting her to. You get this powder blush. Oh, sorry, no, you get this powder blush, and then you get a shimmery blush to go on top of it, which I like, because some people like shimmery blushes, some people like powder blushes, and some people like to have a shimmery blush on top of their powder blush to give it that extra oomph, and then you don't have to put on highlighter. So I like the fact that she came out with this as a whole, and I was really impressed with it. And the formulas that I actually have, I think, like the majority of the shades that she has in this, just because I really liked that idea and thought process, because people have been doing so much cream for like the last year or almost last 2 years now, and I've been wanting more, like, you know, difference in the market. So I like the fact that I got the difference from Give Beauty, because I wasn't expecting to get it from them, or wasn't necessarily expecting to be in love with it. But I have loved everything I tried, like I said. Next, I have the Infallible Fresh Wear 24-hour Fresh Wear blushes. So I love these blushes. This shade is Rose Water, I believe. So yeah, sorry, Daring Rosewood. I love these blushes. I have to hold it. If you all remember, this one broke. I had, I think, 2 that broke and then 2 that were fine. This was one of the ones that was broken, but this is one of the shades I use the most, so I had to make sure I showed it. I use just about all of them the most, except for like the, so I basically don't use like the peachy one and the pinky one. I've been using this one and the berry one the most, but the colors on here are just absolutely stunning. I am obsessed. Just keep in mind, these do have fragrance, and they're kind of high for the drugstore. So this is the other shade I was telling you all about, the Confident Pink. I haven't been using pink that often when it comes to the drugstore ones, but I do love the formula of those. They just have fragrance, and they are kind of high for the drugstores, so just keep that part in mind. Next, I have, of course, my Dior blushes, the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. This is the shade Cherry. This is just the first one I picked up, but I love, like, all the ones I tried this year. I like the Rosewood that they came out with as well. I like Cherry. I really love Berry for this time of year. And what was the name of the other one? Oh, there's the one that looks like it could be a bronzer that you can work with. I just think the formula of these is really nice. Now the formula isn't I don't think it's the same as the original one. I feel like these are more hard pressed with the monogram on them, but I like the fact that they came up with more colors for people that are like, you know, my skin tone and like medium and tan. So I definitely had to shout these out because I've been loving them. Then, of course, y'all know I had to talk about my Patrick Ta. So I have the face palette here with the eyeshadows in it that I think is stunning and great, but I didn't want to include it in the eyeshadow palette set, so I figured I'd include it here because he did come out with more pinks than the pinks he originally had in his collection. So I figured I'd just show these pinks since this is like a newer thing. And then I'm trying to debate if I want to put in an eyeshadow video or not, because it has like the sparkly eyeshadows in it that I think are really nice, but I don't know. But this is what she looks like. Of course, I use the second pink the most. The first one isn't really working for some of my skin tone, but you know, like, I mix it with the second one, and then I just don't really try to use the pink cream too much because it's a little too light for some of my skin tone. But I like the fact that he put 2 different kind of pinks in there, so at least you can use the majority, and the people that are part of the majority can just use the light hand, because when he listened to y'all and made that light when y'all didn't want to buy it. Yes, the shade of it all. Anyway, then I have the shade Oh She's Different. So these are part of the individual sets, but this is the individual one I use the most. This is the individual, oh sorry, no, this is the wrong one, y'all. This is Oh She's Different. I grabbed this one by accident. I meant to grab the deeper burgundy shade. I thought that's the one I had in the bathroom, but I had this one in there instead. But so I've been using the individual ones a lot too, though, which was the purpose of bringing it. But I swore I had brought the deeper shade that keeps selling out, that everybody's been obsessed with but can't get their hands on, or you have to go quick to grab. Now I don't know what happened with the eye tops. I heard some people say they disappeared because they were not good, and I'm like, I didn't like one of them. The other one was fine. I think it was the bronzy one I didn't like. I liked the more white or silver tone one, but they have disappeared apparently, so I don't know. Next I have the Charlotte Tilbury little Hollywood blush and glow glide palettes. So let me show you both those. I bought the darker one for the shade was it medium deep or tan deep? Yeah, my camera said I had been filming too long. I bought tan deep, and then I bought was it fair to medium. So I have both of them. I actually like the way both of them work. I think they do a great job. Like obviously I've used the one in tan deep more than I've used fair to medium, but I just got fair and medium in the last like sale before this sale they did in December. So I got this in the November sale, so I've only used it like 2 or 3 times, but it actually looks nice on some of my skin tone, even though, you know, you'd expect it to look better on fair to medium. It looked nice when I did my makeup. You all have seen it in a couple of Instagram pictures. So I've been loving both of these, and I love the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter formula. So to get that along with the blush for 29 bucks to me was a steal. So I definitely had to grab both, and I have been loving and using both. Then I have the Natasha Denona Pastel Plexi Glow Highlighter. I know a lot of people were disappointed because they wanted it to have different tones and it just had that one tone. But as you can see, I'm not disappointed because do you see that dip in it? Like I definitely have a dip in it. I have definitely used it quite a bit because I loved this highlighter. It was in my bathroom constantly. I was using it constantly. I absolutely loved it and was so excited to have it in my collection. So I think those are all the face products I have. I'm going to move on to lips. Let me make sure. Yeah, because I think this should... Oh, wait, no, y'all. I missed a couple of powders. But I had 3 lip products on top of the powders, and I knew this was going to happen, but that's okay. You can still see them now. So, I have the... Sorry about the police. This one size setting powder in the shade Sweet Honey. So, if y'all remember, he came out with a yellow tone this year, and y'all know I love his powder. So, as soon as he came out with one for underneath my eyes, which is where I use his powder the most, I was like, yes, give it to me now, Patrick, honey. Hand it over, give it to me. So here's what the shade looks like. It's kind of giving the vibes of the Laura Mercier shade. Like that's the kind of yellow brightness is giving. So if you like this shade Translucent Honey, then I feel like you might like this as well. And if you need more mattifying version of Translucent Honey, I think like this would definitely be good for you. It's a great powder. Y'all know Patrick knows his powders. He be giving, I be living. Last powder I have to talk about is this UOMA Beauty Hydro Blast Finishing Powder. Unfortunately, the owner of UOMA Beauty sold it, Sharon C. And I don't know what's going on with the brand right now. I read in cosmetic business that they were saying something about they might have to close down in like the European market or something like that. Not 100% sure. I didn't really look into it too much. This is the shade Brown Sugar though. I love this. I actually use this as a as a setting powder as opposed to a finishing powder like you're supposed to, but I like it feels so hydrating and nice on the skin. So it's supposed to be similar, I think, to that Becca one, the hydrating powder. I never tried that one, so I don't know, but I was interested in trying this one. So when it's 50% off at Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty, I went ahead and snatched it up, and I absolutely love the powder. I think it's stunning, it's amazing, it's wonderful. Now let's get into all these lip products. Honey, got a few. I guess I'll start with the one that's on my lips now. This is the, what is it, Scenic Brown from YSL that everybody's been raving about and loving. That's what's on my lips right now. I'm obsessed with it. Y'all, the car got fully got tired of me talking to. I was like, look, I'm not done yet. But no. So what I was saying was, it looks like my lips are better this Sage Scenic Brown. And I'm definitely here for it. The only thing I will say is, like, I guess I put a little bit too much on because when I was talking, it was getting like goopy in the corners of my lips. I wasn't necessarily crazy about that, but the color is amazing. The formula feels really nice and comfortable on the lips. I haven't eaten anything, so I don't know how long it's gonna wear as far as that goes, but I've had it on for like at least 2 hours now, and I must say I'm impressed. So if anything, that's just an honorable mention just because I just tried it on, but you know, like, I'm still here for it. It's still vibe, it's still cute. So next I have the Sephora Collection lipstick. So I actually really like their lipsticks. I have the shade 21 and the shade 02. It doesn't say the names on the bottom of them, unfortunately, so I can't tell you what the exact names are, but I've been using the shade 21 like crazy. As you can see, it has a nice little shaped bullet to it because I have used it so much. I had originally bought the shade number 2 up to the register with you all. I believe I told y'all in one of the videos, and the girl like didn't ring it up or whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he like rolled off the counter or rolled off to the side and she didn't see it and didn't add it. But like, I had bought this shade a while ago, but I'm still giving it a decent amount of use considering I just got it in the last Sephora sale when they did another 30% off sale, because y'all know I have a million lipsticks, so I wasn't rushing to get it. But I did really like that shade. Of course, it's just like a peachy nude, a beigey nude, and like a mauve nude. Y'all know those are the type of nudes I like, so I feel like you shouldn't be surprised by any lipsticks you see because they're just going to be all of the tones we just talked about. Okay, girl? Okay. So next I have this one from Mother. I know, right? One from Mother I've actually been using a lot because I own a lot of Mother's lipsticks and lip glosses, but lately I've been rarely using them. But this one I've definitely been reaching for quite a bit. This is 449 Amore, or just Amore, yeah. So it's this gorgeous like pinky shade. I've been trying to get it. I've actually been getting more of these bright pinky tone shades, if you will. Like y'all saw me with one of the last 2 or 3 videos. I feel like this is actually a good like the strawberry shortcake one is actually a good alternative for this lipstick color. I'm gonna have to swatch them and see. As usual, I'm trying to find another dupe in the video while making a video. But since Pat McGrath stuff goes on sale pretty often, and I think the strawberry shortcake one is already sold out, I'm not sure what exactly to do with that. I might put it in one of those black owned brands. You know, what is it called? Black girl friendly versions of black owned black girl friendly versions of Cult Classic products. That's the name of it is. Okay, so I got, let me get into the last couple of sets of affordable ones because the rest of them aren't like super affordable. But next we have the elf ones. So I have the shades Dirty Talk, No Doubt, and Hustle. These are the 3 that I initially got and used the most. I did get a couple of, I think 2 or 3 new ones since, but I have not like really been using those the way I've been using these. So this is the shade Dirty Talk. This is what it looks like. And what I'm hearing in my grandmother's house, I reach for these a lot. Now I didn't take these home because I have so many other lipsticks there, but I still wanted to be able to utilize them in videos and stuff since they are on the newer side. So that's why I left them here to use. Now I'm gonna show you No Doubt. It's a nice color. I hear these supposed to be dupes for the Nars ones. I've never tried the Nars ones, so I can't say that they are dupes to them. I mean, as far as the packaging and stuff goes, I definitely can see like the Nars vibes to them. And they do have a really nice formula on them and are somewhat affordable. Now we're going to use the shade Hustle. Hustle is probably my favorite one out of the 3 just because it gives it like that peachy nude type vibe. You all don't know, like peachy nudes are like my favorite. Then I do like a mauve one, then I do like a more like beige one, and then like a pink one. Those are like kind of like the colors I look for because I feel like since I do such colorful eye looks, a lot of times I try to tone down the lip. Occasionally I'll still do a colorful look too, but I don't do it nearly as often as I used to. Next I have the set from what's her name, Angie. So there's a shade Quicksand, and I forgot the name of the other one because I grabbed the wrong one at home by accident. So it's a Quicksand lip gloss, and then there's the liquid lipstick shade. I don't remember what it is, but the formula on those is a little bit thick. I still like it enough to wear it though. I just feel like the matte liquid lipstick formula is a little bit too thick for my liking, but I still wear them. I still think they're a great color combination, so I figured I would go ahead and shout them out. I just accidentally grabbed the wrong set to bring with me, so my bad. Then I have now this is a combo that I always put together, so I figured I should show them together. This is the LYS lipstick in the shade, what does this say, Dreamer, and then I paired with this Pro Volume lip gloss from Makeup by Mario in the shade Golden Nude. So when y'all see that lovely lip combination that everybody compliments me on, is usually like this one. So I feel like this, at first I was scared about the shade and how it would look on some of my skin tone, but I feel like it actually looks quite nice. And since I get compliments on it, obviously it must look nice. So this is what it looks like, or the 2 shades look like that I combine. So this is the lipstick in Dreamer, and then this is the Golden Nude lip gloss. A lot of times this lip gloss will be on sale on Sephora's website, so you might want to look at the clearance rack or the sales rack and see if it's on there. I've been using this one a lot lately too. This is the one I use with the Strawberry Shortcake lip gloss, so I would use it with that Pat McGrath lipstick as well. This is the shade Rose Nude. It's another volume lip gloss. So I'll show you what it looks like because I feel like this is what transforms the shade and makes it more wearable for me, because that shade on its own, we both know, is not necessarily wearable for some of my skin tone, because when I wore in the video just to show you all how it looked, it was not giving at all. But when I pair it with this lip gloss right here, as you can see, it gives more of a rosy tone color that works better for some of my skin tone. So this lip gloss works perfectly when I combine it with that Strawberry Shortcake lipstick, but otherwise I can't necessarily wear that lipstick, but that's okay. This lipstick I can wear on its own though, so just something to note. The last 2 I'll get 2 more lip products to talk about. So I've been wearing these Patrick Ta lipsticks like crazy too. I have the shade Shy. That's the new shade I bought. The original shade I used to wear was Oh She's Single, so I figured I'd just go ahead and show both of them. I love both of them. I like his formula of lipsticks, but I feel like some of his stuff is overpriced, and I feel like the lipsticks are one of them. I hate to say, like, the formula is nice. I just, you know, I feel like the price point is high for like what it is essentially. But these are the 2 shades. So this is Oh She's Single. This is the original one, and this was the new one I tried this year called Shy. It's a really nice pink shade that I liked, and I'm happy to have in my collection. But It was a little bit on the high side, so I think I waited to the sale to get it because I was like, it's a little high and I don't want to pay this price point. Plus the other shades hadn't dropped yet when I wanted to buy it, so I was waiting for the liquid lipstick stage to drop too so I could buy all of them in once. The last one I have to talk about is the Nightmare on Elm Street lip set from Glam Light. I love both the tones in here. They're definitely right up my alley. And wait, no, I had a couple of them to talk about. Where's the other one? I have the what is it, the Friday the 13th one too. That's a really nice one too. I thought that was in here already, my bad. But yeah, this one as well. This one is a great alternative to that peachy new lip color that I love from Hendash Called Me Peaches. This one is a great alternative to that because honey, like that one is super expensive and this one is only like what, under 20 bucks, and you get a lip liner, and the lip liner actually works decently for some of my skin tones. So look at how great that peachy nude is. Like, it's giving I'm living. This is definitely probably like my favorite lip kit that they came up with this year, along with the Nightmare on Elm Street one. So I had to show y'all that. I didn't bother with worrying about the lip liner. If you want to see the lip liner and lipstick together, you can watch my video on that collection. But yeah, so I think it's the mauve tone one in here I like the best, but they don't have names on them, so I just have to pull it out and look. Yeah, because this is like more of a dark one. So I'm not really showing you this lip kit for this shade right here. This isn't necessarily my cup of tea type shade. I'm showing it to you for the more mauve tone shade. This one right here. Like this shade is the reason I'm showing you this lip kit. Because I'm like, honey, these are the type of nudes I normally go for. So like this type of mauve shade and this type of peachy shade are the shades I usually work with. So that's why these two got shown in here, because they are gorgeous. So those are all the things I had to talk about as far as complexion, blush, bronzer, highlighter, and lip products in here. Y'all know the drill. I have a separate video just on eyeshadows because I have quite a few eyeshadows to talk about. So that's all the stuff I had to talk about in this video. I hope you had brought a drink and a snack, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, you all the diamonds, you can comment down below and tell me if you agree with any stuff I talked about. If you want to see this eye look, make sure you go check out the Ensley Reign video. I try to link stuff down below, or I'll try to have like a separate part in my link for you all to just go and see all these products if you're interested. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember, you all are diamonds, and be blessed, girl. Bye.